Hello everyone, ladies, gentlemen, and otaku alike. This is Recall Reviews. Atillio back here again with my co-host,
beautiful buddy Tomas.
And this is the second episode of, I don't even really know what the name of the show is going to be, but where we're going to look at wrestling matches and kind of, in real time, critique, review, and just kind of give our opinion on this. In this one, we're looking at Abyss versus Tommy Dreamer from Northeast Wrestling, Washingtonville, New York in 2010.
And this is really cool because we were both in the building to see this match.
Which I think is insane the way life works, because 7 years after this, I would start wrestling, and almost
10 years?
10 years later, you would start wrestling. So I think that's really interesting. It's funny, we're looking at the DVD, which, you know, we got right here. You see we got a stack of stuff to pick from. There's people on that show that we either have met or known over the years, and people that we've worked with, or more so specifically that buddies really, actually work in ring with. So without wasting too much time, let's kind of get right into the match. So I think we can say it's officially been a very long time since we've seen this match.
Yeah, I have not watched this since the night it happened, 15 years ago.
I've watched this DVD back a couple of times since, because I was at that time so hyped at wrestling at my high school and this and that is so crazy. It was fun then. And I certainly think it was really cool getting to work Washingtonville when I was actively wrestling. I know that had to be cool for you, even if you may or may not have been thrilled with the overall booking, I guess.
I thought it was awesome wrestling in Washingtonville.
But yeah, I would love to get the gym. That would be so cool.
It's crazy. That school looks no different.
I know. It's crazy. Like it really is. Yeah. And we still send Tommy out to the same song, Man in the Box. Now, just from an editing point of view, I would have cut this so differently, because all that would have been cut out and it would have just flashed right to Tommy coming out. Northeast Wrestling, I don't think really ever were great with editing their footage. And that's even looking at stuff as recent as 2019 from some of the videos I got. The editing just isn't good. The sound mixing's a little better in these older ones than the newer ones, but I wish Gino went with the red, white, and blue ropes.
I wonder what type of ring this is. It's probably definitely an older high spots ring.
Oh yeah, I would say, this looks like a 16 you would say?
Possibly.
I think if we see a suplex in this match, we'll know based on how they do it, how long the ring is. That was a long-lasting bell. It just kind of kept on. Yeah, this takes me back though, because I was at all three of the Northeast Wrestling shows at the high school when they happened.
Did you go to the ECPW show in the high school, or did you not know about it?
You know what? I kind of stumbled upon it. So it was 2013. I was hanging out with a friend of mine. I had just graduated that year. I think it was 2013 or 2014 when that show happened. So, yeah, 2014, because it was when we did Washingtonville. It was exactly 10 years after. So it was 2014. I was a year out of high school, hanging out with a friend. We were driving around. For whatever reason, we decided to pull up to the school. And we see just a regular Word document printout stuck on the wall. Pro wrestling show here. No, it didn't say pro wrestling, it just said wrestling show here. And I'm like, oh, there's a wrestling thing going on? I thought it was for the high school team. So we wandered in. We went to the gym and we see a ring. And we see probably the worst pro wrestling show I think my friend and I have ever seen. It was bad. It was bad. I think it was the last time Tony DeVito and Ralph Mosca worked any Hudson Valley.
Gino, don't watch this.
It was just a bad show, and funny enough, a guy who worked that show would be a guy who I would end up working with at ShopRite later that year. Yeah,
that's crazy.
He was Doc Butcher.
Huh?
He came out in these big brown scrubs and stuff. In general, this one's kind of a fun one to watch and talk about. I'm not entirely sure how much critiquing can be done, considering who's working the match.
Yeah, they've made it.
But if they fuck something up, we'll call it out. But I doubt we're gonna see that happen. Oh, yeah, Tommy just slipped off the ring apron came off.
No sooner did you say it.
that could have been really bad.
Well, he got the garbage can easily.
Yeah, you can see Tommy's pissed.
Look at those steps.
I don't know if those are better or worse to move around than gyms.
They're probably heavy as heck.
They look like they're at least made out of wood, but wood can get heavy.
I think I'd feel safer though charging head first into those.
Yeah. I always say, Gino should get the new aluminum steps.
Those things cost so much.
Yeah, but they make them so they're nice, they're light, they fit right around the ring post. I did that to JT a few times. The missed spot.
Isn't it crazy to see that this whole gym is filled?
Yeah.
It just gives you the vision
of what could be. If we can, I think we might be getting Washingtonville again, hopefully soon. As far as a production thing, I don't like that they got the logo so close to the center and that large. Should be a nice corner logo with your brand. Right around this time, wasn't TNA also doing their little ECW revival where they couldn't say ECW at all? Because I think they did that Hardcore Justice this year too.
It is possible. That's the
one problem with the 4:4:3 aspect ratio. You cut some of the stuff off. I'm surprised in 2010 they were still filming in 4:3.
Isn't it crazy how different the cameras are?
Yeah.
From 2010 to now.
I'm sure that these were high quality cameras then, but it's funny because even my cheapest cameras that I used were still 16 by 9, full screen.
So this bleacher that they're showing right here, right now, is where I was sitting.
So baby buddy Tomas is somewhere on those.
Bleachers. 2-3 rows off.
Oh, there's my dad's head right there. So I'm sitting right over there, right up in the front there. Next to him must be my younger brother. I had much shorter hair then, I think. That is definitely my dad's head. Holy shit. No. I just look like my dad's head. Fuck. Is that?
Didn't you get excited?
Maybe he was just getting really into it because me and my brother were really getting into it. But I know that my dad's taken me to a couple of these local ones.
But this is one thing that I would love to see again, is look how many people are in this gym.
There had to be 600-700 people packed in here. Imagine
if every gym show for pro wrestling was like this now.
That would be cool. Like, if the advertising and promotion is good enough, you don't necessarily need an American Dream Mall to get 1,000 people. You just got to have something that people really, really want to see.
Oh, there I am. I see myself. That white shirt right on the bleachers. I can point myself out, but
oh, with the black sleeves, white shirt. Oh, I saw you. Okay, yeah. That is so crazy.
That is baby Buddy Thomas.
Who would have thought that within 15 years from this moment we would be wrestling each other in a ring?
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking insane.
The same building. Or not the same building.
Same.
We were in the same building at the same time as each other, and now we wrestle.
I always think, see that's like a cool story that like you wouldn't know unless you were doing something like this.
Yeah.
Like that's still crazy to me, you know.
Like where are the rest of the hundreds of people that were in that building?
I know that there's people from the wrestling team who used to give me nothing but grief and pick on me and shit. I don't know what the fuck that they're doing, and I'm a 2-time viral champion, and I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
It's actually funny. I went to the show with my mom.
Yeah?
Yeah, my dad didn't go to the show.
Really? That's surprising.
He was working or something.
Oh. Ooh, so that was not a good choke sign. I don't know if the post wasn't good. Yeah, this will be the first. I can't even rewind on the mouse, but yeah, I don't know if the post was bad or if Abyss didn't get him up enough. But I'm surprised they didn't do the choke slam on the trash can, because it was right there. Would have been good. This is definitely during one of Tommy's skinny periods. The chair roll up. I'm glad that wasn't the finish.
If it was 2025, that's the finish right there.
Yeah. That's basically what the finish to Dreamer and Masters was at the mall. Oh, that was a bad kick, Tommy. Kind of just, I don't know if that was supposed to be like an STO or if it was just him shoving Tommy. Right now, it looks like they're waiting. Right, this is when Hogan was in TNA and Abyss was like his underling.
Yeah.
That takes me back.
I don't remember this.
I vaguely do. Couldn't do it on a chair, couldn't do it on the trash can lid. Although, when I was there, I remember that kind of being like such a cool moment.
I do not remember the Hurricane coming out and saving Tommy Dreamer.
I don't think you would see that anywhere else.
I mean, I'm sure I was happy. I was so happy to meet the Hurricane this day.
I remember he was a really, really cool guy, for sure.
Isn't it crazy that they had the wrestlers get changed in the girls' locker room?
Yeah.
Only in indie wrestling can they not unlock the boys' locker room.
Well, because then they would have needed to put the entranceway somewhere else different, I guess. Well, if I remember right, that was like kind of a really good kind of outgo for the entranceway. Because they had to set up the entranceway, the ring. Like if you were on the wrestling team, which I was at the time. Like they had the wrestling team help set up the show, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So I did ring crew as far back as as 15 years old. Like I still think it's just crazy. Like looking back at that. Where it's like, 15 years later, both of us would be wrestling and we would be in there against each other at some point. Not for Northeast Wrestling, but still, like, just the fact that 15 years after this, that was the future,
Yeah.
Like that we've done what we did. Like that's something I knew a lot of kids from the wrestling team wanted to do, but they never did.
I'm sure that the little kid in me that was at this building had no idea that 14 years later he was going to be standing in the ring with Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, you actually got to work Tommy Dreamer, which was like insane. Like that's really cool, Like
Tommy Dreamer actually has become like a mentor almost.
Yeah,
he's helped me so much with my gimmick, has given me such good advice. Watches my matches anytime he's on the show. It
was him who told you should do the umbrella, right?
Yeah, I came out with the umbrella on a show at a fair in the rain, and he watched my match, and he was like, "That's your gimmick. You're gonna be coming out with that now." And it's pretty crazy. And it's my whole persona
is based around this umbrella, and I think it's possibly the best gimmick that you've done so far. It's great. Because there's so much you can do and get away with just using this appliance.
And the umbrella has changed my career, 100%.
Yeah, I definitely see you all over the place, and
it's all thanks to Tommy Dreamer.
It's funny how life in this kind of business works out,
Yeah.
Like, I didn't go as far or work as many places as Buddy, who hasn't done as much as some other guys. Everybody has a different ebb and flow in this business.
Yeah.
At times, do I wish I could have done more? Of course I do. But I got into the behind the scenes creative and production end of things, which is what's keeping me involved now, which I think is great and fun, but you get that itch, which is why I was happy I got to do the referee spot the other day, which was cool. But yeah, I mean, Tommy Dreamer versus Abyss. What would you change about this match, and how would you have booked it different?
Well, I think that these two guys, both being in TNA at the time, Tommy Dreamer, of course, ECW legend. Mm-hmm. Abyss has shown that he's a very hardcore superstar. Mm-hmm. So I think that they both went out and did their greatest hits in front of a house show crowd.
Pretty much, yeah. They pretty much hit everything. There's things I wish they did, however, that they didn't. Like, I feel like the trash can wasn't utilized as much as it could have been. I feel like that, like, there should have been a choke slam or some kind of bodies or something onto the trash can. I think that Tommy Dreamer hitting the DDT should have been on a chair.
You know what I'm surprised we didn't see? I'm surprised we didn't see a table in that match.
That's true, but like, I mean, they were probably a little easier to get around this time, but like, we have our tables made when we use tables because it's a lot easier to get a guy to make you a table you can use in a match than try to find a table that is suitable,
that's gonna break.
Because before Love Jones and I did our street fight in 2019, I looked online for tables for matches, and they were like $90, $100 a table.
Yeah, for something that's gonna break, and you're not gonna make that money back.
So instead, I bought a door from Lowe's for $15, and that's what we used in the match.
Yeah.
Then later, Dr. Venkman made all the tables that we use at ECPW now. At least when he can. He only did it for the last match I wrestled as a favor to me, which I'm very appreciative of. But That was cool because after my entire 8 years, I finally got to go through a table, which I had never done up to that point.
I went through one table, and it was. Do you remember when Love Jones worked at the hotel in Kerhonkson?
Yes.
Well, we had the TLC match, and he brought these tables.
Was that in Kerhonkson or was that in Allendale?
Allendale was the match, but he worked at the hotel.
Right, he did.
And he brought 3 tables, and they were the weakest tables I've ever seen.
For tables that looked thick and heavy, like those things couldn't support people.
Paulie got laid out on the table. The table folds as soon as he's laid on it.
Remember that? Oh, I think I still got that match laying around somewhere. At least I hope I do.
I'm laid out on a table for a good 2 minutes, and at least I weigh 90 pounds, so it's not breaking. And then Kenny, all he has to do is tap 2 hands, and the table snaps. Two hands of pressure and
did Love gimmick the tables, or were they just shit?
If he gimmicked them crazy because they had no problem breaking.
Maybe he just didn't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, but if you're doing a TLC, expect to go through a table.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really use ladders.
Were there even any more than one ladder in that match?
There was 2 ladders. One was broken in the first minute of the match.
That's right.
And then the second one we were all scared to use. So
right, there was one scary point. Pittman tried to run off and dive the ladder and slid out from under. Thank God you guys were there to catch him, because that could
not me. I was in the back of it.
Well, somebody was there in place to catch him, because that could have been really bad.
Yeah.
Pittman could have died.
But it's crazy watching Abyss and Tommy Dreamer in 2010.
Yeah, and at that point in time, not that they're not big names today, but they were the top names of their place at that point in time. Again, I think around this time, TNA was doing their ECW revival.
Yeah.
The EV2, I think it was called. What was that? Initial for Extreme version 2, and they did the Hardcore Justice pay-per-view, and then you had them at all the indie shows. Northeast Wrestling has always been good about booking names and talent like that. It really is a whole other world once you get into the business. It's crazy.
And if you look at some of the names that are on this show that have made it to TV, Mike Bennett, who made it to the WWE.
Yeah,
You have Cedric Alexander, who just got released from the WWE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was one of the better known guys on 205 Live when they did that for a while.
Matt Taven wrestled Eddie Edwards, who's now in TNA. And the Now were on this show. Now they run their own promotion.
Yeah, You worked that show, right?
I was at it.
Okay.
I did the security for Enzo.
Got you, okay. Which is cool because you've worked Enzo 4 or 5 times now?
Yeah, about 4 times.
Man.
And they wrestled Caleb Conley and Matt Saxton, the Cheap Wrestler, before he was the Cheap Wrestler.
Yeah, and Matt's a really good friend now, which is cool. There were a couple of times I tried getting him in on commentary for fully charged. We just couldn't make dates work, and
we tried to get him in matches too.
So that was Tommy Dreamer versus Abyss from Washingtonville, New York, our hometown, and our old high school gym 15 years ago. And who would have thought what happened over the next 15 years after that is what would happen?
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and tune in next time.